Hello, clanmates. It's Space Cubic Snub for another This Week in Review. This time it's October the 19th. So let's see what's going on October 19th. Well, we slipped a little bit on our overall clan ranking. I think we all know why that happened. But last week we were ranked 50, and this week we're ranked 62. So let's look at, we have had some new people. We got Bad Bunny joined. We had over here, we had Spooner the Great and Funny Alex, and the Waskowski join. Now there's a whole bunch of people that left. This is due to inactivity type of thing. And then a whole bunch of people got bumped up from recruit to private based upon their participation in, clan stuff. So win rates and stuff like that. So Za again, I guess, the Warpack got updated and he's back over here again. Rifleman, which I have not seen, but maybe he's new. And Clan Commander Mr. Sortek makes the list. Sweet. Let's take a look at Win 8 numbers. Recent Win 8. Okay, so I'm gonna try to fix this, if you want to call it that, because Northern Lion hasn't, for example, played in quite some time, so he's, been on this list. Now, Edward, I seen Edward, 2275. Dirty, I seen Dirty, 2255. Diablo, I see that guy, 2000. Plausible, I know that guy. He's 2043. Camo at 1917. Laser Vision. I don't think I've seen Laser Vision. Funny Alex, Mighty China, Za Commander, Joe 150. All of these guys, I know who these guys are, and those are some fairly wicked recent Win 8 numbers. Stronghold. You know what, to be perfectly honest, I actually didn't look this up. So I have no idea whether or not we've upgraded any buildings. Oops. I don't think so, though, because we've been, mostly focusing on global maps, and maybe some explanation. This video could be subtitled "The Explanation Video." So these buildings basically are just icons that represent perks that we potentially could get. So let's say military school, that gives us 200 free XP, 200% free XP for 1 hour. So by upgrading these buildings, we get the better free XP perk, and depending upon clan activities and everything like that, someone like an exo would activate this, and essentially, when they activate these things, it's if you don't have a premium account, it's pretty much like having a premium account, which is pretty sweet. Now, how we get these things and how we upgrade these things is via skirmishes and advances. We get those things called resource boxes, and those resource boxes go in a pool, and then someone decides either to make this or to upgrade this from level 7 to level 8, and that gives us something better. So why there's always this big push for skirmishes and advances is so that we can upgrade these buildings and get more of these perks. Global map, and there's obviously been a lot we've been doing in global maps. So ranked currently 62. We were ranked 57. Our EOLO rating, where's he? Oh, there it is, 959. We were 934 last week, so we have definitely bumped up in the course of 1 week. We've been having like a lot of battles and a lot of good battles, which is pretty nice. Clan Treasury. So Clan Treasury last week was like up over 12,000, and it dipped down to 45. But the reason why it dipped down to 45 is because we had a massive payout, 9,595 to be specific. So again, explanation time. So we play in Clans Wars. We get income. So, 400 gold, 400 gold, 400 gold, depending upon what it is. There's some larger amounts, 2,400 here, 2,400 there. That's for completing missions. So sometimes when you hear people talk about, getting one more kill, it's because they're paying attention to the metric on this, and uh, they know that we're gonna, get a cash infusion, if you want to call it that, 2,400 bucks. So we've made a lot of gold, and when you are in game or even in the queue, so not necessarily picked, you get recorded. This again, sometimes you hear some people discussing this back and forth. So at the 2 minute mark, when everybody readies down, that's when they record whether or not you're in the queue. And the reason why they do that is because if there's somebody who, for whatever reason, can't play or doesn't ready up, or the computer crashes, whatever, that's when they need the person in the queue. That is when the person in the queue is the most value to them. And so that's when they do a screenshot, and that's when they get, they record it, and you can see based upon, how many games people play, the amounts vary, type of thing. So all of these people, and there's been quite a few people that have played in Clan Wars, got a payout, and it tallied up to um, about $9,600 or 9,600 gold. All right, skirmishes. So these next bunch, I'm going to do it a little bit different. So I didn't do it based upon win rate because, playing one game isn't so awesome, and having like 100% win rate isn't so awesome. It's more about, who's participating and what are the results that they got. So last week, what did we have? We had a win rate of 37%, so that's pretty much stayed the same. We had 6 battles last week, and this time we only have 2. And we had about 23 active players last week and only 20 this week. So numbers are pretty similar. The skirmishes, we know we're not running as many skirmishes because we're spending so much time on the global map. So much appreciated to Wiskowski, Funny Alex, Dirty Deeds, Plausible Rolling, Jafter, BC, China, Cerberus, Cat, and Pack Attack. They, all played 2 games. They got about 50%, win rates in there. Some, like for example, Mighty China got 100%. Wicked. And it's also very nice to see some of these new guys that just joined. They're already playing in team battles, if you want to call them team battles, which is cool. So advances, same thing. Let's run through the numbers. We had 42 was the I can't read my own notes. Sorry, 41 was the average win rate that we had, and here we have 43. So we've bumped up a little bit, which is kind of nice. We averaged 11 games this week and 13 last. And we had 39 active players, and this time we only had 37. So played a little bit less games and a little less people, but had a slightly better win rate. So again, this is where, other than Clan Wars, this is where clearly we're spending, quite a bit more time. So shout out to Sortek, Jamie, BC, Jafter, Bone, Captain, Emperor, Shooting Blanks, Wiskowski, who's like new guy and he's already played 15 advances with us. Cat, Mighty China, Grabbit, Shoitan, Sir Bonkers, and Fearful Tooth, also new person, T-Dog, and I'll stop there before I get to me because, I don't count. And, in that list, we had a couple, Mighty China, 78% win rate. That's pretty sick. We have Captain Camel at 47, Jafter at 57. Those are all very, very respectable numbers. Global map. So participation in global map. Shout outs to Mike, 33. How does Mike end up getting like the most amount of games? That's kind of, I did not expect that. Sortek, BC, Dirt, Cat, Jafter, T-Dog, Jamie, Emperor, Sick, Zaw, Captain, Kursu, Mighty China, Dirty Deeds, Big Nickel, Bone, Shoitan, Bleachman, Cyberus, Grabbit, Space, that's me, Sir, Plausible, Oh Hayward, and then we'll stop at 10. And when you look at these numbers, this is pretty, this is sweet. I mean 60, 60, 54, 54. 64. Mighty China really kicked some ass. Captain Camo at 64. Zot 52, Emperor 55, Jamie 57, 52, 54, Cat at 60, BC at 68, and Sortek and yeah, Mike. I mean, he's at the top, and he had 57 point. I mean, those are some really super awesome numbers for that amount of games. So that is cool. We can take a quick look at the ops sort of thing. So overall, hasn't really changed too much. It's just about 44%. I would imagine that actually went up a little bit. We did play on a bunch of other maps, and we sort of been doing, better, worse. We've been playing some of the same clans, and we have, started to beat them twice. Again, when you look at the maps that we've played and the people calling, there's a little bit more success here, and that's actually another maybe more important thing to point out is that we do have Sortek calling and Deeds calling, which is kind of nice to have a few extra people doing that. And attendance has been I'm gonna say attendance is pretty flat. There was a period that on by the looks of it on 2 separate Tuesdays that they spiked up for whatever reason, but you can kind of see that we're sort of hovering around 20, and we really need that number to get upwards of 30 fairly consistently to run. Then we could run 2 games or multiple games, or if we win, we don't run into the same sort of issues that we had before. So that's all looking pretty good. I think we're doing well, that's for sure. Okay, so the next person up for an interview is Emperor. I don't know how well this is gonna go. Let's see if I can't get Emperor. Hi, Emperor.
Hi.
What's your position here in Clan Fix?
Combat officer.
And so what does a combat officer, because there's a bunch of different combat officers, so what is it that position, what do you do?
I'm I guess one of the main callers who calls clan wars and strongholds.
And I don't know if you watch the videos or not. I think you watched 1 or 2, but I find it. So the question I've been asking everybody is, what is it that they're doing, and what is it that they like? Where do they want this clan to go, and then, what are they bringing to the table to make that happen? And everybody's got kind of a different sort of, take on, what they're doing, but it's all kind of, driving towards the same thing. So I'm almost afraid to ask this question, but what is it that you want this clan to do, and what are you trying to, what are you doing to make that happen?
I want this clan to be competitive, be very aggressive clan, not to just camp those noobs. Can I say noobs or no?
I had to edit a lot of what Six said because I didn't really feel comfortable in putting that on there. So noob isn't that bad, no. Okay. So how do you think you convince, or how do you get these players to not to camp, not to be so passive?
I have to literally yell at them. Well, not yell at them, but tell them during in game to push, guys. You need to go, or else we're gonna die here.
And that's I'm gonna open the door a little bit here. So I imagine that must be kind of difficult sometimes, because you see a certain tactic or an opportunity,
that maybe other people don't see, and they might get frustrated with you for yelling at them or telling them to do stuff. So how do you deal with that? Is that a problem? Maybe
No, because just ignore them, and you know, it is what it is.
That's probably a pretty good attitude to have when playing a video game like this.
Yeah, because they don't know my idea, right? They can't see what, well, they can't think what I'm trying to do because they're in front of the lines, right? And I'm pretty much maybe be doing something else, but I want them to call it. I want them to rush, but they're like, oh no, this is a bad idea, but I need them to need to rush because maybe I'm doing something else at the other side, you know? But some people don't understand that.
No, I get it, and I know that I always use the analogy that there someone rushing out and dying early can actually win the game, and it's hard for a lot of people to get that. If you check out my survival stats, you'll see that I practice that a lot. All right. I think the drills help a lot too. So this is kind of like, same thing, right? Za has like his ideas and the drills, and he's trying to do those things to get the clan to be more competitive. So everybody's got like a different thing, but it's all kind of moving in the same direction, which is cool.
Yeah, team training has been very helpful for these noobs.
Don't call it training. Call it drills.
All right, drills.
Anything else you wanna? I try to keep these things short, but they never end up being terribly short. Anything you wanna add, or anything you wanna?
No.
How come you don't say very much? Do you have a lot to say, or do you just not have a lot to say?
I just don't have a lot to say. Maybe because I'm a really, really shy person who.
No, I think it's because everyone else talks too much. I think maybe.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's nicer when TeamSpeak is quiet as opposed to 5 people talking. So I don't mind. All right, thank you very much, Emperor, for the interview.
Gracias. Adios, guys.
All right, guys, that was my interview with somebody. I'm not sure who, because I do the interviews afterwards. It was supposed to be Emperor. Hopefully, it was Emperor. I think the only thing that we gotta sort of leave off on is recruiting. We gotta keep trying to get more people, new people, sort of weed out a little bit of the non-active players, players that don't come on to TeamSpeak, and we'll be able to basically do more. That's what it boils down to. And when we do more, we win more, we get more gold, and the overall clan ELO. And that, I guess, again, another explanation is, when our clan rating goes down and our ELO goes up, then recruiting becomes easier because people want to join a 1,000 ELO clan, right? We're not gonna have to go knocking on people's doors, metaphorical doors, and go, join. They're gonna go, yeah, hell, I want to be a part of this, and that's really the big goal that we need to aim for. Anyways, thanks very much, guys. We'll see you.
Hi, Emperor.
Hi.
So I'm supposed to do an interview today. Are you good?
No.
All right.
Focus CSTV1 right here. Right here. 1691. In and around her. 522. Come on.
Nice TBs, man.
355, guys. 45.
Stay on this.
Chieftain next. Right here. 1300.
405.
90. Keep pushing in. Focus fire. 1200 for the mediums. Guys, keep pushing up here. 1200.
Chieftains.
Our Conquerors, focus at 2000. 1300, 949. Come on, guys, come on. Keep it up. Get this Chieftain out. 1500, 1500. Guys, push in. Conquerors here. Focus these guys out right now. They're isolated. 1239, 733.
He's a one shot.
333.
Come on, guys. 333. Okay, keep going. 849, 849.
The
Oh,
bat
yeah,
chat,
yeah.
bat chat up on the rail shooting you guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
bat chat.
reloading
Bat
now.
chat.
I got him.
Fuck your bat chat. Just get targets on these guys.
They got 2 artillery at least.
Focus, guys. Focus. Get in there. on
Already,
him.
blast this shit.
15
Oh,
seconds.
got
Don't
him on
push
the
up.
rails.
Don't push up anymore, Jamie.
Okay.
Low health, stay down.
All 3 of you guys have to
Use-
push
use
him.
dead
Come on,
tanks.
go, go, go.
Use
Three
dead
of
Go,
you.
go, go.
tanks.
Before the bat chat is clipped. I mean,
1500.
Roll it.
1500. Same target.
279.
There we go.
Whoa.
Take the next guy.
Nice.
Take the next guy. Go, go, go.
Bat chat is
2400.
loaded.
Already, you gotta focus this bat chat.